So let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the problems. This problem is linear regression, finding the regression line. So you have problem 8, 9, and 10 exactly the same. So I'm just going to be doing one problem. So please make sure you have your pen and paper ready. Find the equation of the regression line given the data. So number one, you have to find the equation of your regression line here. They say find the equation of the regression line, which is y is equal to mx plus b. And that's what you have. This here goes your m and here goes your b. Okay? All right. Then construct a scatter plot of the data and draw the regression line. So we're going to be using STATcrunch to do that. So first things first, please write down these steps. This is how I want you all to do it in the test as well. First things first, you're going to go ahead and open your data. Okay? And once you open your data, I want to go ahead and sort my data. When I sort my data here, let me go ahead and where is my eraser tool? Let me go ahead and erase this one. Let me go ahead and erase this one. Have my pen ready. Okay. So once I sort my data, remember what I told you about the data set. You will take your minimum data set. What is your minimum value here? Your minimum value is 0. And what is your maximum value? Your maximum value is 6. Okay. So what you do is you'll have to calculate the range of your x values. That is going to be your first step. How do you do that? You take your minimum and subtract a 1. Because this is a 0, I cannot subtract a 1. So this will stay 0. But let's say you have 14. What will be your minimum? Let's just say 14 minus 1, which is 13. But in this case, we have a 0, and I cannot subtract a 1 from the 0. So I'm just going to keep it as a 0 here. Okay, so let me get my pen tool. And your maximum is what? 6. So your maximum is going to be 6 plus 1, which is 7. If you have a question on this one, I want you all to go back to the video where I explained about the range and work on that one. So your range is always going to be your minimum minus 1 and your maximum plus 1. So it's your minimum minus 1 and your maximum plus 1. Okay, you get the idea. Maximum plus 1. So this is my range. I'm going to keep this here. And this has to be your first step. So I'm going to keep this here and move on to the next step. So once I have this, where do I go? Regression and simple linear. Write this down. Regression and simple linear. Once I have it, I will go ahead and put my x in x and put my y in y. If you interchange these, your whole answer is going to be messed up. So keep that in mind. I will go ahead and compute. And you will have two windows here. One is your data and the other one is your graph. You see these arrows in the bottom? One is your data, other one is your graph. So I'm going to go ahead and look here. And the important thing that I need is my slope, which is my m, and my intercept, which is my b. Okay? So let me minimize this one. And I will tell you where each one of them goes. So my slope, I'm going to go ahead and plug in my slope here. What was my slope? Where is it? My slope was 4 point, how many decimal places? Slope is 3 decimal places. 4.5, no, 4.652. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and plug in my slope. Control V. Oops, what was that? Copy. Okay, and now my intercept. Clearly it says intercept. If you interchange the numbers, please don't expect me to give you partial credit. Please do not. The intercept is 2 decimal places. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this one. Very good. And check my answer. Nice work. And the next step is to go ahead and see which is my graph. So I know that my slope is positive. Do you see that? My slope is positive. So my line is going up. And one more thing is I will always go ahead and take the help of this one here. It starts from around 38 and it's all the way going up. So, okay. So it's definitely not A. It's definitely not D. I only have an option between B and C. So let me expand my C. Each one is 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. And I know my intercept is, if I move this, let me scroll down. Oops, okay, I have to close this one, go up. Yeah, my intercept is, if you see my intercept is 38. So when I click here, it looks like my intercept is 38. Let me look at the other one. 10, 20, 30, 40. It's above 40. I know my intercept is not above 40. It's 38 below. So C is my option. Check. Very good. Now for the next one, I'm going to click continue. For the next one, this is what you have to do. Predict the values for x is equal to 2. So I'm going to bring back my paintbrush. Remember the range? I can predict anywhere from 0 to 7. So I can predict 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Anywhere in this range. Can I predict for 2? Yes, I can because 2 is in the range here. How do you do that? You will go back to your STATcrunch. You see options here. Edit. Scroll all the way down. Do you see prediction values? You will go ahead and plug in 2 because I'm trying to get the value for 2. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in my 2 here. Don't change anything. Just go to prediction values. Let me show that to you one more time. You'll scroll all the way down. Everything stays the same. Your X, your Y. You scroll all the way down and you will predict the value too, and you will click compute. And when you click compute here, let me expand this. Your prediction value will be all the way in the bottom. Your prediction value is 47.7. Do you see that? 47.7. So I'm going to go ahead and click that and click check. Good job. Okay. All right. Let's see the next one. Next one is 3.5. For this one, I want to do manually. I want to go ahead and do manually. So 3.5, that's another way to do it. What is my equation? Go back and check your equation. You can either do it with your STATcrunch or you can either do it manually. When I check my equation is 4.652, right? And so what am I finding for? I'm finding for x is equal to 3.5. So how do you do that? You will simply plug in. So y is equal to 4.652, and then you're going to plug in your x value. What was my x value? Times 3.5 plus 38.43. Let me see if this calculator works. You know what? Let me go ahead and... So you're going to plug this entire thing in your calculator. So when I plug it in my calculator, let me go ahead. I don't want to interrupt this one. So let me plug in my calculator. When I plug into my calculator, I have 4.652 times 3.5 plus 38.43. It gives me 54.71. So you can check this out. You can plug it in and see. It gives me 54.7. So let me go ahead and see if I have that option. Scroll down. I'm scrolling down here, trust me. 54.7, and yes, that's my option. So if you don't want to do it manually, what do? Again, the same thing. You will go to options, edit, scroll all the way down, and change your x to what? 3.5. See, you're going to scroll all the way down where it says predictions of y. You will not change anything, only your x value. and then click compute. And then you will go all the way down to see your prediction value. Do you see a prediction value here? 54.7. There you go. That's another way to do it. And then I'm going to click continue because I have a couple of more questions. Okay. Now they're asking me to predict for x is equal to 12. When you look here, I can only predict from 0 to 7. I cannot predict for 12. So 12 is out of my range. When things are out of your range, you will check not meaningful and click check answer. Okay? And then click continue again. And the next one is for 4.5. I'm going to do this using STATcrunch. Where do you go? Options, edit. You will scroll all the way down until you get to predictions of y. You will plug in 4.5 and compute. Scroll all the way down. You see the prediction 59.4 rounding off, 59.4 and check. Okay? So please, please, please rewind this, work this out, have your pen and paper ready while you're doing this. This is how you find the equation for regression of a line. And again, thank you for all your support. Good luck.